Welcome to episode 121 of Build Your House Yourself University by BYHYU. I'm Michelle Nelson, your host and fellow student, and together we'll learn the basics of home design and construction and demystify the building process so we can become informed consumers and build quality dream homes with or without a general contractor. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about the bidding process, mainly as it pertains to owner-builders bidding for subcontractors themselves. This week, I'll give you a quick overview of the different types of contract agreements you might decide on if you're going to hire a general contractor to build your house. So we'll briefly discuss fixed price contracts and cost plus contracts. Choosing which type of contract to use is almost as important as choosing which general contractor to hire. Fixed price contracts. With a fixed price contract, you get several general contractors to competitively bid on your entire project. Price is a big factor in deciding on who gets the job, but it's not the only factor. Just like choosing subcontractors through a bidding process, you'll want to choose a general contractor who you trust to do the best work at the lowest price. The builder who can do the best quality work for a competitive price. That means you might not choose the absolute lowest bidder. What typically happens with a fixed price contract is that you give your favorite builders your plans and specifications. Then those builders will give those plans and specs to their subcontractors. Okay, pop quiz. What are the specifications? Specifications was one of the pro terms in episode 119 called Understanding the Bidding Process. Well, specifications, also called specs, describe what materials will be used and how those materials should be installed for your new house. Specs are like the written description of how to build your house. The more detailed your specifications, the more accurate your bids will be. Okay, so the builder gives your plans and specs to the subs, and the subcontractors come up with a cost estimate for their part of the job. Then the general contractor assembles all those bids from plumbing, electrical, painting, etc. into one bid that will give you the overall cost of your project. That might take several weeks. It's to the builder's advantage to come up with the lowest price in hopes that you will choose him. So make sure you understand what specifics are in the bids before you decide on a particular builder. Make sure those bids don't include subpar materials or installation methods. For example, know what types of windows, cabinets, insulation, and HVAC equipment the builder is planning on installing. And when you compare builders' bids, make sure you're comparing apples to apples. The most significant advantage of a fixed price model is that it allows the homeowner to know in advance what the house will cost. You'll be aware of the total cost before the project even begins. So, for example, let's say your house is estimated to cost $300,000. In a fixed price contract, if the builder bids $300,000 and the house ends up costing more, the builder must pay for the overage. If it costs less, he gets the additional profit. The main disadvantage of a fixed price model is that it typically limits the number of changes that can occur during the construction phase. Although some changes can be made, you'll probably pay dearly for them in change order fees, price renegotiations, and changes in the project schedule. Another disadvantage? Since the builder will be focused on not going over the agreed upon fixed price, quality and creativity may suffer. For some builders, quality is less important than profit. Okay, so that was the fixed price model. Now let's talk about cost plus. Cost plus contracts, also called time and materials, are often used when there are unknowns about the job. Very little information is necessary to use this model. With a cost plus contract, the builder simply gives a rough estimate of what he thinks it will cost to build the house. You'll need a house plan, but you don't need to have every detail complete, and you don't need really detailed specifications. A cost plus contract is for homeowners who are less interested in saving money and more interested in hiring a builder because of his reputation and availability. Assuming the builder is competent, experienced, and honest, the homeowner will have a good idea of how much he or she will pay for the new home. But if the builder does not estimate the costs accurately, the homeowner could pay tens of thousands of dollars more than he anticipated, even more. That's the main disadvantage of a cost-plus contract. Since the cost estimate is just a rough estimate, the homeowner is taking a huge chance that the house could go over budget. The builder has no incentive to be accurate in his estimate because it's the homeowner who will have to pay the overages. In general, a cost-plus model is supposed to be a very open process where the homeowner is allowed to review the contractor's bills and other documentation of his costs. This would include invoices for materials and subcontractors, as well as work hours and billing rates for labor. Invoices are often not provided unless requested by the homeowner. If you decide on a cost-plus contract, you should take advantage of the ability to review the builder's invoices just to make sure the contractor is keeping good records and billing you accurately. Yes, you should trust the builder, but you should also verify. That's one of the golden rules of construction. Trust, but verify. It just makes sense. If you decide on a cost-plus model, you'll have to decide between cost plus a percentage or cost plus a fixed fee. In the cost plus a percentage scenario, the contractor bills the client for his direct costs for labor, materials, and subs, plus a percentage to cover his overhead and profit. Markups might range anywhere from 10% to 25%. With cost plus a percentage, there's little incentive for the contractor to save money on the project because the more money your project costs, the more money he will make. In addition, the contractor has no good reason to complete the job quickly because the longer he takes to build your house, the more he'll be spending on labor and overhead, and that means a larger profit for him. The other option is a cost plus a fixed fee. With this model, the contractor bills the homeowner for his direct costs, plus he'll get an agreed upon fixed fee to cover his overhead and profit. That fee will not increase if the house goes over budget. With a cost plus a fixed fee model, the contractor is motivated to complete the job quickly because his fee will be the same whether he builds your house in 8 months or 18 months. The more quickly he can finish your house, the faster he can move on to the next job and make more money. For example, with a cost plus a fixed fee, if the homeowner signs a contract to pay the builder $30,000 plus the cost of construction, whether the house costs $300,000 or $500,000, the homeowner still only has to pay $60,000 for the builder's overhead and profit. The advantage of the cost plus fixed fee contract is obvious. If the cost of the house exceeds the estimate, the builder isn't making a bigger fee, so he has some incentive to save you money, or at least not to spend a lot of extra money. In summary, if you're going to hire a general contractor to build your house, you'll have to decide between a fixed price contract and a cost plus contract. A fixed price arrangement is better for homeowners who want to know how much their house will cost before they begin construction, and for those who have lots of detail about the house they're going to build and don't mind having limitations on the number of changes they can make during construction. A cost-plus arrangement is better for homeowners who are less concerned with budget and more motivated by the builder's reputation. They're comfortable with more unknowns about the construction of their house. They want their house to be built by a specific builder and are willing to take the risk that their house is going to go well over the initial estimate. So that was our quick overview of fixed price and cost-plus contracts. I hope you learned as much as I did, and I hope you'll join me next time for another episode of Build Your House Yourself University. BYHYU. Please remember that the purpose of this podcast is simply to educate and inform. It's not a substitute for professional advice. The information that you hear is based only on the opinions, research, and experiences of my guests and myself. That information might be incomplete, it's subject to change, and it may not apply to your project. In addition, building codes and requirements vary from region to region, so always consult a professional about specific recommendations for your home.